in here. Get in here. Don't be shy. Now pull that microphone over to your face.
Like this?
However you wish, man.
Is this the correct way?
Oh, God. I mean, whatever you want, honestly. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we're back. Back again with some more fantasy football stuff.
Let's just say
and
this
regular
week,
football stuff.
this week wasn't too good for me.
Oh, what happened?
I lost to Trey.
Oh, you want to start with that?
Or we can start with you.
Nope, we'll start
Okay.
with your fucking loss.
I just want to rip off a couple band-aids and just move on.
Alright,
That's why I wanted to start
So
with
let's see who actually stood out for you. So DK Metcalf had a pretty good game. Receiving touchdown, 100-yard game. He had the most targets on the Seahawks on this day.
At least I won that bet. So
yeah.
Titus and I had a little bet who can get more fantasy points. DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett, and
Because it's basically a 50-50 every week.
Yeah, and Metcalf ended up getting more points, so he had to pay me $5. I'm $5 richer, and that's the only run that came out of this week for me.
Yep. Russell Wilson had a game that may have just taken him out of MVP contention.
Yeah.
Not really. Like, he's probably still up there, but I think compared to, like, Aaron Rodgers' worst game or Patrick Mahomes' worst game, it didn't compare to Russell Wilson against the Bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hit the two loss. Is this his second loss in a row?
No, I don't think so. I don't. Yeah, they beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
It was Cardinals, the big Cardinals loss that everyone was talking about. Then they beat the 49ers when they were all, like, injured.
Okay.
And now
So both of the games that he lost, it was, like, his fault that they lost. Like, they could have won. But, like...
I don't think it was Russell Wilson's fault.
Well, I mean, like, in overtime with the Cardinals, he threw that late interception and they were driving. They could have scored on that. And then just so many turnovers by Russell Wilson that just clinched the game for them.
Listen, I absolutely disagree.
Well,
I think, like, he's putting up 34 points.
yeah.
Like, that's good enough for, like, your team should win off of 34 points, right?
Yeah.
But it's his defense that is so bad that he has to keep bailing him out, and so he has to keep playing under pressure in high-intensity situations week after week. It's like, at some point, you're just not going to be able to do it, you know?
That is true.
Aaron Rodgers, like, Packers defense is better than Seahawks defense. I don't know how good, but, like, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes definitely doesn't have to deal with that. There are some times, like against the Chargers when they went to overtime with them, or against the Raiders, the defense got blown up, where Mahomes had to come in clutch. Well, he only came in clutch in the one of the two situations that I presented, but regardless, Mahomes has only had to do that 2 or 3 times this season. Russell Wilson has to do it every single week.
Yeah, I think it's just mainly because I have him in fantasy and I want him to perform perfectly every single week. But, like,
I think so. Like,
that makes sense.
I think when it comes down to, like, who's the most valuable player, Russell Wilson's probably the guy. Even though he can't do it every week, but he does it most weeks.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Like, without Russell Wilson,
Yeah,
Oof.
like you were saying earlier, like Patty Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers' defense is good enough to bail out the offense, or like bail out the offense a few times. But
yeah, every now and then maybe. But Seattle defense has not been good. Jamal Adams hasn't been fully incorporated back in after his injury.
yeah,
So we'll see. They have to deal with another powerful defense with the Rams this next week. But we'll get into that later.
yeah,
Anyways, Josh Jacobs is just, being mundane as usual.
yeah.
James Conner rushing was not as good as usual.
I thought that would be like James Conner would get me a lot of points because it's against Dallas, and I thought that the Steelers would have a early lead and just rush the ball, but that wasn't the case. They were playing from behind a lot.
Michael Thomas's first game in only had 6 targets, but he caught 5 of them for 51 yards, no touchdown. So I think he played limited snaps there.
I think they just have too many other receivers too, or weapons. I don't think Michael Thomas is going to get as many stops as he did last year.
Kamara's always going off, so just feed Kamara.
And then we talked about DK Metcalf, but
Of course.
Geno Smith got a late touchdown that got 11 points. He had 11 points in one drive, which saved me.
And Gibson did okay.
And then defense and Lutz, they did average.
Yeah, Patriots, not what you'd hope.
Yeah.
But they did better than the Buccaneers defense, which
Yeah.
is your alternate. So, I guess you should have put in Mason Crosby. He had
4 points.
Yep. 2 total field goals with 4 extra points.
And then I should have put Gibson in place of Connor and then put Amari Cooper in, and that would have won me the game. But, like, any, like, realistic fan wouldn't have
Even
done
Matt
that.
Ryan over Russell Wilson would have been better.
Yeah, but
Matt
that was
Ryan,
only, like,
Matt Ryan had a
0.4.
better game, definitely.
Yeah.
He's been using his arm.
Yeah, but, like, that was only 0.4, so it wasn't, like, that huge of a difference.
Yeah. Okay, and then on Trey's side, he had a good game from Mahomes against Carolina. That came down to the wire, as it tends to with Carolina. Juju Smith-Schuster had a better game than he's had in a while. Some of the other offensive weapons from the Pittsburgh Steelers have outshined him recently, but he came back with a good touchdown game with 6 receptions. Not bad. And then Jerry Jeudy
Fucking went off. I wasn't expecting that. That pissed me off because I'm pretty sure that he went off later in the game. So I was like, okay, like, my team's playing bad, and then Trey's team's playing bad, so I just need to, like, outperform him in badness. But then Jerry Jeudy just, like, fucking popped off out of nowhere.
Denver nearly made it a comeback. So everyone else from him did bad. I would say Derrick Henry did bad. Chicago defense is real, man. Oof.
Yeah.
Michael Gallup did bad. Rob Gronkowski did bad. Todd Gurley did okay, actually. But
This loss pissed me off because it was, like, right there for the taking for me. Like, he had such a bad performance, but I had an even worse one.
man, he could have put the Saints defense in. He missed out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, Brendan McManus has actually done really well for him. Denver kicker from Temple University. You guys both had the lowest scores of anyone.
Yeah.
And you played each other, so
Um,
you were gonna lose to anyone.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
That's why it, like, pissed me off because, like, he had such a low score and I could have beat him so badly. I had 3 buys, I think. Wait, no, 2 buys. Dallas got 3 buys, but Dallas Goedert, Travis Fulgham, and then Calvin Ridley injury, so that kind of devastated my roster a little bit.
All right, and then there were the 5-3 powerhouses.
Yeah.
If you want to call them that, I don't know.
Brendan is the first person to have the best record.
What do you mean?
Like, solely, like, the best record. Because
No, you did at one point, I thought.
No, because...
Weren't you 3-0?
Yeah, but then Sophia was also 3-0.
She was?
Yeah, it was always... at least 2 people had the same record. So when I was 3-0, Sophia was also 3-0. And then we just, like, kept losing together. And then, like, last week was the time when everyone was, like, 5-3. There's so many people that were 5-3. I think it was... Oh, wait, no, it was 2 weeks ago when, like, you, Brendan, Sophia, and I...
we were all 5-something.
Yeah.
Or 4-3, I don't know.
Yeah, so, like...
we're all 4-3 at one point.
So Brendan is, like, the first, like, clear...
Oh, I'm number 2 now.
Best record. Yeah.
Because I had an amazing game. But, well, yeah, so Brendan, he had an okay game. It was enough to get him the win, but had he played like the person I played, Licia, he would have lost, actually. But that's besides the point. It was mainly just because of Tom Brady did not pull through. He had other great performances of Tyreek Hill and Terry McLaurin. Tyreek Hill actually had 2 touchdowns. My God. Aaron Jones did okay. Alvin Kamara and James Robinson just had... Actually, I wouldn't even say Alvin Kamara had an average game. That's actually a below-average game. Just 1 rushing touchdown. James Robinson, though, had an average game. James Robinson's average is Alvin Kamara's below average.
Yeah.
They got the same amount of fantasy points in our league. Yeah, I mean, it was just enough to get him the win, along with a 13-point defensive performance out of the Ravens against my Colts, because fucking... so much offensive struggle there. It was bad. And only in the second half, actually. We were doing okay in the first half.
Ravens got the exact number that would have beat Trey. That I would have beat Trey, but his roster, yeah, like there's not much to say other than what you just said. On the other hand, Sophia's side, freaking Dalvin Cook went off again.
MVP for her.
Yes. Can you say that Dalvin Cook is looking like the MVP of the, like...
In the NFL?
Yeah.
No.
Because
I think it's been a late start recently. He hasn't been consistently putting up those 2 numbers.
Yeah, but
from Green Bay and Detroit. His other games have been pretty good, but not in the same realm as Kamara's, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, but I saw this one like photo on Instagram where it was comparing the last two running backs that won MVP. It was like LaDainian Thomas and Adrian Peterson, and the first like 7 games that they played, or 7 or 8 games, Dalvin Cook had way better stats on all of them.
Yeah, but I would still say Kamara has better stats than all of them.
That is
because
true.
he's leading his team in receiving and rushing. Like, that's insane.
That is true.
On a team where they have the reigning offensive player of the year, Michael Thomas. I know he's injured, but still.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't play for most of the game, so you can't really like put that.
I still think you can. I know he was injured, but like that's
what
I'm trying to say is like that's a team that is used to having a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
But he's on both sides is putting in the most, especially with an old Drew Brees, you know?
I don't know.
I just feel like we don't see that out of Dalvin Cook. Like, as a rushing guy, yeah, definitely. But, like, they have other targets like Thielen and, I don't know, who the other, Justin Jefferson. Like, they have other guys that get thrown to a lot, whereas, like, Dalvin Cook's most catches in a game was 5, and all the others are like 2 or 1.
Yeah.
One of them was for -2 yards, actually. And the past 2 games, he's been picking up his like longer receptions.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a couple of those. Yeah, I still feel like Alvin Kamara. When you talk about a most valuable player, I feel like you still have to give it to Kamara.
That makes sense. Because
in every regard, he's just putting in the most. But I mean, we'll see if he can do. If he can put up like similar numbers against Chicago, then like he's making a good case for himself, because that'd be 3 weeks in a row. His worst performance was against the Colts, no surprise. Only 60. We held him to 63 yards off of 14 carries, and he did get 1 touchdown though. I think since he struggled against Indianapolis the way he did, if he can.
Well, I mean, what's Alvin Kamara's lowest?
If he can show that he can do really good against like a team like Chicago, then
yeah. I mean, they had relatively the same like fantasy numbers. Boom, 2 big games. That cancels out Dalvin Cook's 2 big games.
I would still say he was more consistent. No.
Look at Dalvin Cook's. It's just
how many he's averaging 28.9, 26.5. Ooh.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Look,
he's just doing so much more on both sides of the ball. That's the thing that makes me put him over him.
Yes, Dalvin Cook is not doing well with receiving, and Alvin Kamara is, but Alvin Kamara is not doing as well as Dalvin Cook is rushing. Because, like, Alvin Kamara hasn't yet had 1 rushing, or 1 game with over 100 rushing yards.
Because I feel like they're doing a lot of pitches, though.
Yeah, but still, like 9 rushes for 40 yards, 12 rushes for 67. Like, these aren't.
I feel like he's getting a lot less attempts.
Yeah, he is, but he's getting more attempts passing. Dalvin Cook is getting less attempts receiving.
Right. But I feel like when you talk about who's like struggling more on either side of the ball, like Dalvin Cook struggles more on receiving than Alvin Kamara struggles on rushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what puts me over Kamara. Puts Kamara over Cook.
Yeah.
Because Kamara has shown that he can do both. Dalvin Cook is only showing it in very small quantities as of recent. Like, he got his first receiving touchdown against Green Bay, which was week 8. Kamara had a rushing and receiving touchdown week 1. You know what I mean?
But I don't know. I just feel like Dalvin Cook is like, I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, because Dalvin Cook said, I still feel like Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara, like, there's an argument that Cook is better.
Like, Cook was in his most. I think it's just recency bias right now. His most recent games have been insane.
Yeah.
Right? And if they can keep that up, like, Vikings have looked way better than they did at the beginning of the year. And I would say that Cook is a big reason for that. But he has to keep it up. Kamara has shown his consistency from week 1.
Yeah, but
even into fucking now. I feel like he.
You can say that case because he's not out. That Alvin Kamara has 38 points and 45. He's not keeping that consistent. That's almost impossible.
I'm not. No. No one's going to be able to keep that consistent. But if Cook can keep numbers like even just like within the high 20s, low 30s range up,
Yeah.
then like he's clearly better than Kamara.
Yeah. I mean,
But I'm just saying that we can't just like these are just 2 games recently, you know. Whereas like I think everyone's seen that Kamara is doing so much more for the offense on the Saints.
I beg to differ. All right, let's just move on. Sophia's rest of her lineup, Will Fuller and Justin Herbert, are the only ones that actually did good.
Yeah, Will Fuller has been proving to be the better like replacement for what's his name? Hopkins.
Oh, Hopkins.
Yeah, now that they're without that big time receiver, like Fuller has had a touchdown in every game, I'm pretty sure, since week 3. Ever since week 3, he's had a touchdown. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games because a bye week came in between that. So
yeah, that's pretty impressive to have a touchdown every game, especially with the receiver.
yeah, Watson's getting a lot more comfortable with him, so that's good. Everyone else on our team, yeah, I would say did bad. Thielen didn't do well. Godwin didn't do well.
David Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening to David Johnson. Is there another running back who's stepping up? What's going on there?
I have no idea. We kind of all have assumed that David Johnson would be a bust, though. Like,
Oh, I think he got a concussion.
oh wait, yeah, that is right.
Oh, after 2 touches. Damn. Okay.
Chiefs defense did terrible, -2 points.
Yeah.
If Sophia would have put Josh Allen in, she would have won because Josh Allen
Oh yeah, he had a
went
day.
off. He went 36 points in our fantasy league. I really needed Sophia to win because Brendan is in my division, and that just puts me one game behind him. Regardless, I'm like Brendan and I are the clear like playoff teams in the division because our only other team in our division is half lesbian thespians. Half lesbian thespians is not going to do well making that transition. You had your best game of the year, right?
Yes. No. I think I had a very similar game. I don't remember when. I can check real quick.
As you're checking, his entire team went off. Kyler Murray, 38 points. Christian McCaffrey, 37 points. Stephon Diggs went off. Travis Kelce went off. Keenan Allen went off. All above 20 in our fantasy league.
Oh, okay. My previous highest was 174.
Oh, okay. So you did not much better, but you did a little bit better on that. You were on. It looked like
my peaks are scary.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm gonna reciprocate that this next week. I still think I could win, but it's not gonna be as dominant. Yeah, Cam Newton actually didn't do too bad. He was a lot. I think he played a lot more conservative than we were used to seeing him play, which was surprising. Usually he's a very like rush heavy, but he only had 10 carries for 16 yards, and I think those were like in pressure situations where he had to leave the pocket. But he did get 2 rushing touchdowns, like as we're used to seeing him do in the red zone. But ever since his fumble, I think he's been a lot more conservative about how he like approaches every game. And regardless, he ended up going about even with Jets. It just came down to a field goal, and that's not like something to be proud of. I would say, like if he was gonna play like this against any other team,
he would have gotten destroyed.
Yeah, because he wasn't as confident in himself. I don't think.
I'm so mad that the Patriots didn't beat the Jets. We can get. I'll go more in depth when we're going.
You mean the other way around? Jets didn't beat the Patriots.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. I'll go more in depth.
Yeah.
When we're going over the predictions, but Devontae Adams blew up for her as usual. That's like his second big game in a row.
Yeah, Devontae Adams also has like a claim to Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. Damn, that's so. Thanks Houston, he had 44 points and 30 points and then 33 points.
Yeah, he's had a 3
Holy
week
shit.
little stretch.
Probably the best receiver in the league.
DeAndre Hopkins is definitely up there. Yeah. And who's the other guy that people have been pointing out deserves to be in the conversation? Julio Jones, but like that's only been as of recent.
Calvin Ridley. Or wait, DK Metcalf maybe?
Maybe. And Julio Jones has actually not been as up there.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like when people say like, oh, the best receivers in the league, it's Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, regardless of how they perform this season. Like people usually say those are the 3 best. I think Devontae Adams has slightly outshined DeAndre Hopkins, but DeAndre Hopkins is also in a new little situation.
Yeah.
In Arizona.
He's performing a lot better than I would have thought he would. Lycia's like team didn't do that bad. I feel like if he can get 130 points, it's like solid. It's not like the best, but it's like a good fantasy week nonetheless. But you just like completely destroyed her. Every single like player you had went off except for 3, and that's Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Lock, and the Steelers defense. And you can't really count on this like defense in general to get you a lot of points, or it's very inconsistent if that. But Christian McCaffrey, his first game back in a while, had 18 carries, 69 yards, a touchdown, and then 10 receptions, 82 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown. Kyler Murray, his stats, 21 of 26, 80% completion percentage, 283 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He did have a fumble, but he made up for that in rushing. He had 106 yards rushing and a touchdown. So
Kyler Murray should be back in the conversation for MVP. I remember he had that really bad game against I guess it was Detroit with the 3 interceptions.
Even then,
it wasn't like really bad, like compared to like what Russell Wilson just had. I would say he still managed to get like touchdowns in that game and stuff like that. Like like his completion percent wasn't great there, and it wasn't great against Dallas either. But he still made up for it with like he came in clutch when he needed to be. So those were I guess his 2 like statistically those were his bad games. Every other game though he's been so dominant. On his feet, in the air, like he can throw the deep ball really well, and like that's the one thing that like ruins DeAndre Hopkins' offensive player of the year chances compared to Devontae Adams is like Kyler Murray runs it, Aaron Rodgers doesn't really,
Kyler Murray's like worst game, quote unquote, is a lot better than Russell Wilson's quote unquote bad game, because Russell Wilson, he had like 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles in a game. And Kyler Murray's like worst performance, he only had 3 interceptions.
And we have to remember that Miami just came off of a game where they completely destroyed Jared Goff, a guy in Kyler Murray's division who's like, everyone always talks about those 4 quarterbacks: Garoppolo, Wilson, Murray, and Goff, right?
Yeah.
Like the pretty solid like group of quarterbacks in the division. Miami destroyed him, like made him look like a fool, and then Kyler came out balling against him. 80% completion rate. That's his highest of the year. And 100 yards rushing. Highest of the year. So on both sides, he had like one of his best games,
Yeah.
I would just say it was the best game, honestly. Like, he needs to be back in the conversation now that, Russell Wilson's shown that he can't be clutch every week. If he was clutch every week, then give it to Russell. But he can't be. Yeah. No one's, he would have to be God.
So far, Russell Wilson has only had 2 bad games, but Kyler Murray only has 1. And we've talked about it, but before, like, Russell Wilson, his defense needs to bail him out.
Yeah.
He's not God.
So it's Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson. I don't think anyone else deserves to be in the MVP conversation. That comes like quarterbacks.
Stefan Diggs, Travis Kelce, and Keenan Allen also did really well for you.
My underperformer was Lockett.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Taylor because he fumbled early in the game, so he didn't get any more touches. Actually, Steelers was my underperformer because they were not supposed to do that bad against Dallas. That was insane. Yeah,
you were like, hopefully Dallas doesn't have like a good game and like they can prevail. Like every defense that played against Dallas, but like
okay, here's the crazy thing as well. Like Colts lost to Baltimore by more points than Steelers beat Dallas, right? And they still had a better fantasy score defensive wise than Steelers, and that's happened even when Steelers had like an amazing game and Colts had an amazing game. Like Colts would somehow be over Steelers, even though everyone talks about the Steelers for that week, right? But like, I feel like I just need to put Colts in every week, honestly. Like Steelers, even during their good games, Colts end up like having a better score than them. So I don't know. That's what I've been noticing. Aaron Rodgers also had a good game, not as good as Kyler Murray, obviously, but I was getting worried like, if Kyler Murray fails, I should have been Rodgers. But I did the right thing by benching him. Kyler Murray is definitely the guy I want to be starting most weeks. 9 times out of 10. So yeah, like I don't think I'm gonna repeat these results next week, and you'll see why once we get into that. But
you just had the perfect matchup too, because Christian McCaffrey came back for you, and the opponents that they were playing, it was just like boom, 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 like easy fantasy points for all. And Licia's side, just quickly, like all of her.
Yeah, they did good. Like
they all did average.
Julio Jones did okay. Allen Robinson did okay.
No one like exploded except for Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I mean, Cam Newton did a little bit, but everyone else did like average or a little bit below average.
Yeah, I guess so. But like she had the second most points out of the whole league, so.
Yeah.
Remember that. Even though she's 2'7", she still manages to put up points.
And she beat me, I think.
That is true. I've only lost to 2 opponents so far this season.
I've not
lost to the other 3.
I've beaten every single opponent except for Trey. Trey is the only one that I have not beaten, and I don't think I'm going to get a chance to.
I have not beat you or Sophia.
I don't think I'm going to have a chance to beat Trey. I don't know if I play him I don't know if I play him again through the remainder of the season or not.
I don't know if you do, man. Anyways, we've been talking a lot on this subject, so let's go into some of the NFL results, like predictions we got wrong and whatnot. Green Bay beat San Francisco. We knew that was going to happen. That was pretty solid from Green Bay. Atlanta beat Denver, but Denver nearly brought it back. But Atlanta held on, surprisingly.
That's like their first one that they actually held on.
But we did bet on them. Seattle lost.
That was a shocker. Buffalo has been playing the past like couple games, and how the Seahawks have been playing the past couple games. You thought that was an easy dub.
Even though Russell had a really bad game, remember he did bring it back to only a 10-point deficit. Even when in the first half it looked like it was like over. 20 plus or something like that. Chicago lost to Tennessee. I just didn't want Tennessee to win again, so that's why I betted on Chicago. I wasn't sure. It was still like a touchdown game between them.
I feel like that was on the coin flips that we had. Mm-hmm. But I just lost faith in Chicago now.
Reasons I don't know why. Phillip Rivers decided that his bad game would be against the Ravens. He's been doing so well in the past few games, and then all of a sudden he just fucking choked against the Ravens. And that's the only person I can really blame. Jonathan Taylor did have a fumble that led to a touchdown, but I don't even know if I blame him that much because to start out the game, he was doing really well. Phillip Rivers at no point was doing really well, I would say. So
we need to restart the camera.
Also, Darius Leonard had Lamar Jackson's number. Remember that, okay? Darius Leonard had Lamar Jackson's number.
Yes.
15 tackles, 13 solo. Highest in the league so far this season. It was insane. And it was literally almost all against Lamar Jackson. He like, every time Lamar Jackson escaped the pocket, fucking Darius Leonard was there, and Lamar Jackson knew he wasn't going to try to pull like a quick one on him, so he just ran out of bounds every time. It was amazing to see. The
Colts defense actually stepped up. I know it doesn't look like it from the scoreboard that much, but like
in the first half we were amazing.
Yeah.
It was just that we let Ravens have too much possession time in the second half, and that wore our defense out because Indianapolis, they were just like, either because of like a turnover on offense or we had to punt it. Like there was no possession time from the Colts in the second half. And so defense was out there way too long. And Darius Leonard got hurt at one point. I think another guy ended up with an injury. Like it was dangerous for our defense. Like we couldn't keep up the same first half performance. But if like offense had like, put in more work and like did their fair share, like this would have been, I would even say, an easy game for Indianapolis just from the way it started.
The offense just needs to step up.
Coaching wise, Baltimore, like they stepped up into the second half as well. Like they had some really good play calls, whatnot. But whatever. On to the next one. Short week. Tennessee Titans on Thursday. Anyways, KC, they beat Carolina, but it was way too close for comfort. Chiefs have been winning these close games, but against teams that are questionable, I don't know how they're going to do against some of the better teams later in their stretch.
I feel like
who that's going to be, though.
Yeah, I feel like Kansas City just lets off the gas because they
haven't played like a really great team in a while. They've played Broncos and the Jets and the Panthers, right? They're going to play the Raiders again, who did have their number last time.
and they beat
But I
them.
wouldn't say they're like a great team. The next great team is going to be Buccaneers the week after, and then later down the line they have to play the Saints.
I mean, the Bucks are iffy. If the Bucks played like they did against the Saints,
Yeah, I think that was just more of a divisional thing, though. Like, I think just the matchup itself is different than just like how like strong they are as teams in general. Because Buccaneers before that week, like we were saying, oh, this is the team that's going to the Super Bowl. They're looking amazing, like unstoppable. Saints just have their number because Saints just have a really good matchup against them, coaching on that every side of the ball, really.
Yeah.
Just like they got out coached. It's one of those things like I'm gonna make a stupid basketball reference, but every time the Pacers, who was a solid playoff worthy team, played the Detroit Pistons, who are not, they're not a playoff team, we'd lost to them just because it was like a divisional thing. Like for some reason they had our number every time.
Dang.
Yeah. Detroit lost to Minnesota. That made me so sad. Great defensive showings recently, along with Dalvin Cook. Like a lot of people are gonna show Dalvin Cook highlight, but the defense, like the way they've shut down Aaron Rodgers and then Matthew Stafford, like it's been really good for Minnesota. If they can keep that up, I don't think they're going to be able to make the playoffs, but like they're going to make it close.
It's hard with the Is it the NFC West? And the Seahawks North.
Wait.
With the Seahawks.
Oh, you're talking about NFC. Yeah, you're talking about the West. Okay.
I feel like with that, they have all the wild cards. So the only way that I feel like the Vikings could actually go into the playoffs if they beat their division, because I feel like NFC West has all the wild cards wrapped up at least.
Well, there's 3 wild cards now, so I don't think 49ers are going to be able to because of injuries and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's going to be Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks. Unless one of them starts choking. Maybe Rams might be. So those are 3. And then Eagles. No one else in that division is going to be able to make playoffs. Buccaneers, Saints, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that would be... Between one of those 2 teams, they're going to get a fucking wild card.
Yeah.
While the other one wins the division. I don't know. I think Minnesota's best chance is like hoping Rams start choking or whatever. But we'll see.
Yeah. They can make a late run. Who knows? And you got Giants, Washington. I thought Washington was heating up after they destroyed the Cowboys. Giants similar to the Cowboys in many ways, but I guess just Giants got the better of Washington. And then Houston Chargers. Houston.
Jacksonville. I think this is the second time Houston has played Jacksonville. And both their wins are against Jacksonville now that I think about it. So Houston has beat Jacksonville twice. Way too close as well, I'd say. I mean, it is a divisional thing, I guess, but still, like, it's Jacksonville. And Houston, who used to be, like, a great team. Like, last year, they're in the playoffs, and now they're without DeAndre Hopkins. So, there you go.
Chargers, Raiders. Raiders beat the Chargers.
Solidly.
I don't have anything to say about this.
Chargers is just, like, choking. I've given up on, like, supporting, like, I've given up on like giving them my like prediction. Yeah. Because like, oh, they're gonna get the next game. Like the other games are like they're so close, they have to get the next one, but they can't close. Yeah. And now they're just like, I don't think there's any hope for them to make a run to the playoffs anymore. So I feel like they're just gonna run out of gas, and it's just not gonna against like the better teams. They're not gonna be able to make those type of performances anymore. Yeah. Las Vegas still has their playoff chances alive. I think they're actually in the picture right now. Yeah. Colts got bumped out, but we'll see. Pittsburgh beat Dallas. It was too close. We talked about that a lot, honestly.
And then Cardinals,
Miami. It was close. Yeah. It was close, but Kyler Murray was just so good. And I would never say that like Cardinals defense was like amazing in the first place.
This one bugs me the most. I wanted to pick Miami so freaking bad, but it was just I leaned towards Cardinals.
I think Tua did pretty okay.
I'm officially on the Dolphins bandwagon or on that boat.
Yeah, they're making a run for it right now, man.
I'm so excited because
he had an amazing rating. 248 yards, 71% completion, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'm 100% on board Miami because I said this before, but one of my cousins is a Miami fan, and I just want to support Miami now because like Miami's the shit for so long.
It's gonna be really interesting to see if like, ooh, could they take down the Bills? Like Bills they're like 7-2 now.
Yeah,
which is crazy because like there's at one point where we're like, oh, they're going downhill, but they beat the Seahawks, so.
And then Tampa Bay Saints, that was a wash. Not much to say. Good, just Tampa Bay as an entire organization just didn't show up. Coaching, defense,
Everything
offense,
was bad.
penalties, just everything went bad.
Yeah, penalties is definitely, I would say. We talked about New England, New York Jets a lot. So New England last second field goal.
Okay, the one thing I wanted to say that I didn't say before because I was waiting for this moment is I was so mad because Titus and I have a bet going of if Jets win one game. I betted that Jets will win at least one game, and he projected that they won't win anything. And if he wins, he gets $10. But if I win, I get $5 just because of how.
Yeah, it's one win. Like,
yeah.
It's the odds.
Yeah, I guess odds are more in favor in my way than his
'cause
way.
it's
But
one win.
but now looking at it, it's more in his favor than mine.
Right.
But we can't change the bets now.
Sophia, during the game when Jets were up, she's like, "Hey, maybe I'll still win the bet with Jets getting at least 5 wins." I was like, "Ah."
That's not.
No, this was their one chance of
Yeah.
getting a win. Like, they'll play New England again, which like whatever. But if they can't beat him the first time, I doubt that with Belichick's coaching prowess, that he'll get shown up by Adam Gase again.
Yeah.
So, I think this was their one chance to get like a little sneak on them, but yeah.
And they had a 10-point lead too, for most of the game, but.
Yeah. Anyways, so the standings go. We're really close to the playoffs. I think it's only 3 more games. Wait, let me see. Actually,
A crazy thing is.
oh, we have 4 more games until the playoffs start.
And then there's 2 games in the playoffs, right?
Yes, there's 2 games, but each game is between 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to get the best score. And like they add up. So it's the sum of 2 weeks worth of points.
Okay.
Yeah. And for like one game.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like if you have one bad week but then one good week, you still have a chance.
Okay.
Against whoever you're playing in the playoffs. And so that'll be a semifinals match, and then the finals match will happen again, the 2-week thing. But it'll be interesting in week 17, like who's gonna start
Yeah, that's
benching their like starters and stuff like that if they like have a confirmed berth or something. Like that'll play a factor.
There's going to be a lot of switching up week 17, but I'm nowhere feeling confident going into the playoffs. Just how I've been performing.
Yeah. Oh, we play again in week 11.
Wait, do I play Trey again? Do you know? Can you see?
So I have to play you and Sophia once more, which I really want, because if I can get a win off of both of you, then I'll feel confident. I'll have a win off of everyone at that point.
Wait, go down to the last one.
No,
Fuck.
you don't.
Fuck, Trey. I can't beat that. Pisses me off so much.
You won't be able to beat Trey.
Damn it, I literally beat everyone except for Trey. That pisses me off so much. I hate that so much. And the crazy part is Trey is only 1 game behind. Like, you know how bad he's doing? He's 4-5 now, and he's only 1 game behind us.
That's true. If I lose and he wins, he might be over me.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, you'd probably be over him because of points.
Maybe.
But and he's playing Licia, so he has a very good chance, and you're playing like a hard opponent with Brendan.
So the fantasy cast has me projected at 55% against Compton Crypt Drip, but he hasn't updated his wide receiver Tyreek Hill. You have to mute it and then let it play.
There you go.
Tyreek Hill has a bye, so that's good for me. My bye is Travis Kelce, which is really bad for me because Kittle's also on IR. So I had to pick up Robert Tonyan. He's playing Jacksonville, okay? Yeah. I think that's a pretty good pickup. Yeah. We'll see. Like, he's hit or miss, but, I think regardless, like, not having Kelce or Kittle is just going to be bad no matter who I have in replace. McCaffrey's also doubtful. to play. So
I feel so bad for you.
it might be really bad because especially Chris Carson's questionable too.
Well, I mean, you have Kareem Hunt.
So I'm just for this week because Colts. This is a must-win game against the Titans. I'm putting all my Colts in. So Colts defense, Colts kicker, Blankenship. Obviously those are must starts anyways. I would say, but I'm also putting Jonathan Taylor, who just fumbled last game, and that's a unit type run as well. So I mean, we'll see. I just want him to have a breakout game. But
I need you to win so badly.
Okay.
This is the first time that I'm rooting for
try.
you.
Kyler Murray plays a tough defense against Buffalo. McCaffrey, if he plays, would have to play Tampa Bay. Keenan Allen against Miami. Stephon Diggs against Arizona. That's pretty decent for him. Lockett against Rams, and Lockett's a hit or miss person as well. So like, I think I could easily lose this, even though I'm projected to win right now. Who can you put in?
No. Brandon's projected to win.
Why?
I don't know. It says 53%.
Did something happen with the projections? Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Wait, what happened? I just reloaded it. Oh, because McCaffrey got moved to doubtful, they're putting zeros for McCaffrey. I'm not gonna take him out yet though.
Yeah, you still have a lot of time.
Yeah, I would probably put in Carson if he's healthy. I don't think I want to put in Hunt because I think Nick Chubb is back, so it's gonna be between those two. Yeah. Anyways, on his side, he still has really good playmakers like Kamara and McLaren and
he has a buy-in.
Andrews and Aaron Jones. So
he has a buy-in for Hill though.
yeah, and the wide receivers he can put in Robert Woods, Mike Evans. Those are both really decent guys to put in. So
yeah.
He still has a place on his bench if he wants. Ravens defense against New England, that's a favorable for him.
I feel more confident in Brendan's lineup solely for who they're playing comparatively to your lineup, because your lineup is playing tougher opponents than what Brendan's lineup is playing.
Hey,
against.
sometimes that's the power up they need to be playing tough opponents, and so they have to be clutch, and you know that's how they get the most amount of points.
That actually might work in your favor because if it's a high scoring,
especially I don't think any of these are prime time. Well, the Colts are.
All right, so
yeah, enough of that.
Mine.
Yeah, yours. Sophia's projected to win. Have you replaced your buys and stuff? Looks like it, but only by 52%. I mean, Josh Allen's been doing great. Dalvin Cook's been doing great.
I'm scared of playing against Dalvin Cook.
Willer has had a touchdown for the past, 6 games.
This is a really scary matchup. I personally still have to do a lot of switching around.
Yeah.
Because
you have to make sure Michael Thomas is still going to be, getting catches.
Yeah. But
ooh, she's playing in Rams defense against Seattle, though. Chiefs have a bye. She can't switch it.
damn.
I mean, unless she gets someone. But
so I have Russell Wilson, Josh Jacobs, James Conner, Michael Thomas, DK Metcalf, Geno Smith, Antonio Gibson, Patriots defense, and Will Lutz as of now. I'm definitely switching Patriots defense for Tampa Bay, even though they're playing Carolina and they didn't do well at all last week. But I feel more confident in Bucks defense.
Yeah. Comparatively
to Patriots
against Baltimore. Yeah. No. All your Falcons are out for a bye, so no more Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. This is the second week in a row where I haven't been able to play Ridley, and even then I don't even think he was going to play. I would have nonetheless not played any of my Falcons.
Yeah, I guess so.
I need to find a
Hey, you want to put in Fulgham though? You gonna put in Fulgham?
I can put in Fulgham. I'm probably gonna put in Fulgham. But fucking I'm probably going to replace Smith with Goddard. I don't know if Zach Ertz is playing or not, but Smith against that ND defense ain't no way. Hopefully Goddard plays well against the Giants, and then Sophia. I'm kind of scared to play Sophia solely with Dalvin Cook.
You guys are the same record right now, 5-4.
This is desperation win. If I can win and you win, that sets me up pretty good.
Ooh, next week we play, dude. Oh.
That'll give me a lot of confidence.
I really need to beat you. Who will my buys be that week though? That's
my confidence and just overall just emotions in this league has gone down so much.
Oh, Stephon Diggs is the only buy. That's pretty good.
my confidence and stuff just went down so much, and I'm like feeling miserable. So if these, like, I just need a win here, and I need a win next week.
Okay. Anyways, next. That is just sad.
Yeah.
So Trey has a lot of buys that hasn't updated yet, so I'm not even gonna bother reading the probability. But the buys are a worry for him. He has Mahomes with a buy, Todd Gurley with a buy, Michael Gallup with a buy. So he would have to put in Lamar Jackson against New England, which is actually pretty good. Actually, like that's probably what he should do anyways. He can put in DeAndre Hopkins, obviously, instead of Michael Gallup. And then running back wise, he's only between Mark Ingram, who's been out, and Melvin Gordon. So
If Mark Ingram can get healthy, that's an easy there. But the hard thing with Baltimore is, as I was watching them against the Steelers and then against the Colts the past couple weeks, because they had a pretty good matchup, but they're just a unit. They run as a unit.
Yeah.
With Lamar Jackson, like the two others, they're just constant. So even if Mark Ingram is like healthy, he's not gonna get that many carries.
And then on the other side, Elysia also has a good amount of buys. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Julio Jones, who she can replace with, let's see,
AJ Brown.
Oh my God, there's so many. All of her other running backs have injuries. So Joe Mixon is questionable. Kenyon Drake is questionable. Nick Chubb says IR, but they're projecting he can come back this week. So those are her options for replacing Clyde. And then, yeah, I would say AJ Brown, because our secondary is our weak point on the defense.
And AJ Brown has been playing really well the past couple weeks too.
Yeah, she has no other wide receivers anyways, unless she wants to move Allen Robinson up and put two more running backs in. As you know, running back as a flex. Yeah, I think this could go either way. These are the two worst records. Elysia typically gets more points than Trey anyways. Trey's wins have been kind of lucky, I would be, if I'm going to be honest. I think Trey did win the last game against Elysia.
Yeah, it was by like 0.3. Too. It was that really close one when Tyler.
Yeah, but right now, because of their buys, are actually both projected to be under 100.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It just looks really funny because they're also the two worst teams.
Yeah, that makes me so fucking mad. 2 of my fucking losses came from Trey. Like
I've never lost to him.
Yeah, dude. Right now I could be fucking 7-2, top like prime position if I could beat one of the worst teams.
But nope.
Because I've lost to Brendan. Wait. Have you never beat
Brendan? Oh, shit.
Wait, no. I've beat Brendan once, I swear.
Okay.
But you never beat me, Sophia.
Yeah, I haven't beat you or Sophia, but I've beaten...
Oh, it was... I think Elysia beat me twice. Am I losing solely on the bad teams?
Anyways.
Okay,
I've only lost to you and Sophia. Like... When it comes to everyone else, I seem to like do really well, but I've only lost to you and Sophia, which is really annoying.
My first loss came from fucking Trey. Then I beat Sophia, and then
you lost to
Thespians, and then
you lost to
Brendan. Okay, so fucking 3 of my losses came from the 2 worst teams in the league. That frustrates me so much.
Okay. Let's go on to predictions. We're nearly done. We're about to wrap this up. So I already made my predictions. They're blacked out, and I'll reveal them after Caleb reveals his predictions. So let's start with the Thursday night football matchup. Colts 5-3 against Tennessee 6-2. It's going to be very it's going to be important for who wins this division, who makes it to the playoffs, because I honestly don't think either of these two teams can make it through just a wild card. Maybe Tennessee could do it, but I don't think Colts can make it through a wild card, honestly. I think they have to win the division if they want to make the playoffs. So
I say that the Colts win.
Thank you. Me too. Our only other divisional matchup was against the Jaguars when our defense was abysmal because there were no preseason games. Like, they just didn't know how to communicate back then, but they've obviously, everyone knows, they've gotten so much better.
Yeah.
And, Tennessee's main, strong point is their offense, but I don't think their offense is as good as our defense is good. Whereas their defense, the Tennessee defense, is not good. They've been the thing that's been ruining them, and also their special teams as well. And, Colts offense is nothing to be like excited about, but they can still get it done.
Yeah.
Like they made that clutch comeback against Bengals, for example. Like it's possible. So weighing all those factors, I would say Colts. Like just from an objective standpoint, even though I am biased.
I also agree.
So Cleveland 5-3, but without one of their key playmakers in Odell, against Houston 2-6, trying to get a win that isn't Jacksonville, and not look like such fools.
I say the Browns in this one.
Interesting. For the first time in my life, I say Houston.
Why?
I think Cleveland recently has been looking really bad. And I think Houston has to, like, pull it together just for, like, one decent game.
This is an easy dub for me. Why are you picking Houston?
Trust me, like, I wouldn't just do it just for the, fucks of it. Like, it's Houston. I don't like Houston. But I still believe Cleveland has been looking really bad.
Damn.
So.
Okay. I picked the Lions over Washington.
Okay, me too.
Over obvious reasons.
Yeah, Washington looks really bad, and their quarterbacks are all injured.
And
Detroit, they're decent.
And then
Green Bay versus Jacksonville.
Oh, dude, this is such a fucking easy dub for Jacksonville. Like, no, I'm joking. Packers, obvious reasons. All right.
Jacksonville has a 7-game losing streak.
All right, Eagles, Giants, Eagles.
You choose Eagles, really? Are you sure?
No. Literally every game is a toss-up. We almost lost to the Giants. But it's a 1:00 game. First 1:00 game in such a long time. It's like...
Yeah, it feels like a long time because the bye week and before the bye week, you had 2 primetime games.
Yeah, it was thanks to the Cowboys Thursday night and then the Giants Sunday night. Oh, wait, no, flip-flop. Yeah.
Giants were the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1:00 again. Can't wait for that early morning disappointment.
Yeah. I'd be so sad, but I don't even want the Eagles to be in the playoffs. I've said this so many times. Like, they're just going to get utterly destroyed whoever they play, but maybe we can... Okay.
Hey, they might just break even on this game. They'll be 4-4-1.
Yeah, dude, that would be such a shocker. Okay. One thing I will say that makes me feel a little bit better about watching the Eagles, they have been getting some of their starters back.
The bye week does help with that.
Jeffrey's coming back. Sanders is coming back. Goddard's back. I don't know about Ertz. But we're getting some of these like starters back that I'm feeling confident. If the Eagles can get some more of these starters back and we can actually stay healthy, we can make a late run and hopefully maybe a little playoff run. Hopefully, because I feel like we're definitely going to win the division. Just how it's panning out and how awful everyone else is.
Yeah.
But I just have maybe that gives me a little bit hope, but. If we confidently beat the Giants, then who knows? We can make a playoff win.
So Carolina, Tampa Bay. Carolina's 3-6, and Tampa Bay is the other way around, 6-3.
This is a tough one because of how the Bucs played.
Yeah, Bucs played really bad, but I doubt they do that 2 weeks in a row. Whereas Carolina, they usually play pretty good offensively, but I don't even know. Like, I feel like on both sides, they just can't finish a game.
Yeah.
But they have like a lot of potential, like a lot of upset potential against any team they play, I would say. Like, you just never really know when it's going to be. But I can't imagine Tampa Bay lets another divisional loss happen 2 weeks in a row.
So I want to say the Bucs.
Yeah, like this has to be a very decisive victory for the Bucs, and I say the same.
Broncos, Raiders. I'm going to say Raiders on this one.
Yeah, me too. I don't even know if I have any reason to defend it. I just feel like that's just how it's gonna go.
Chargers, Dolphins. I'm going to pick the Dolphins.
Me too.
Because I'm hopping on that bandwagon after the two major losses or 2 major wins for the Dolphins the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be picking them.
All right, here's a big one.
Bills.
Arizona, Buffalo. Wait, you say Bills?
I was just saying like Bills, Cardinals.
Oh, okay. Arizona is 5-3 and Buffalo is 7-2, but I would say they're pretty evenly matched.
I'm gonna say the Cardinals.
But Bills have been on a fucking tear recently.
I hate the Bills now.
All right, well I say Arizona as well.
Yeah.
Rams, Seahawks.
I'm gonna say
Seahawks have been pretty bad. Rams haven't been any much better, but they're still dominant teams that really need a divisional win to keep, themselves ahead of the pack.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna say the Seahawks.
Okay, me too.
Because I have Wilson, and solely because of Wilson, I want the Seahawks to win.
All right, San Fran versus New Orleans. Who you got?
I got New Orleans because of how confidently they beat the Bucks.
Yeah, me too. I don't think San Francisco has anything left in the tank. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Steelers.
Yeah. it's decisive there. Baltimore, New England.
Ravens.
Yeah. These are all, I don't know, like there's going to be an upset here somewhere, but we'll see. Oh, here's an interesting one. Chicago, who's been on the downtrend. Minnesota, who's been on the uptrend. One is 5-4, the other is 3-5.
I'm sorry, Nick Foles. You're still my favorite player of all time. But I hate to do this to you. I'm picking the Vikings.
No way. So did I. So we only had We only had one disagreement.
Damn it. I was so fucking close. What do you mean? I was so fucking close to matching every single fucking pick you had.
Yeah, but I chose fucking Houston.
Yeah, that makes me so mad because I would never thought that you would pick a division player to win or division team to win. That makes me so mad. I was fucking one game. Okay, I wasn't trying it until like the Dolphins. After we both picked the Dolphins to win, I'm like, this is scary because like we've only had one so far, so I'm going to try to get the rest.
Yeah, I feel like they're all.
But like
Arizona Buffalo's a coin flip. I feel like at this point Rams Seahawks can be a coin flip too.
The camera's about to go off. So
yeah, let's just leave here.
Bye. Love you. I just really don't feel like restarting the camera.
Yeah, fair. Peace out, motherfuckers.
Bye-bye.